Welcome back to our video training series. As we move forward into the kickboxing series, we're going to go over some of our first defensive maneuvers, or we call frameworks. Number one is going to be your guard. So if I'm in my fight stance, whether I'm left-handed or right-handed, having my hands up in guard is very important, because at a beginning level, we want to make sure we have good structure, a good foundation, just like everything else in life. Think about building a house. Strong foundation, strong house. Any sport, strong foundational basics, you're going to excel and be able to do things faster. We keep terminology very, very simple here. So I'm going to use my left hand, what we call a block left. So you imagine if I didn't have my glove on, it'd be my palm, but I'm going to use my hand in this motion. I'm going to use the surface of the glove to create a block. So the part of my glove right here is flat. I'm going to be pushing, maybe a jabber across is coming in my head, out of the way. Now, my right hand would be a block right. You're basically going to use the X. So if you think about an X, if I was in a mirror, my left shoulder would be pointing towards the mirror image. My right hand would be pointing toward the mirror image of the right shoulder. So I have 45-degree lines. Now the reason it's 45, because if I'm blocking across, that means the punch is just about to hit me. I want to intercept it a little bit away from my body, so that way I can deflect it and move it to the side. So a block left is taking my left hand and pushing forward as though I'm aiming to my shoulder in a mirror, and it comes back. So I'm going to palm out, come back. And I say palm out, but it's the whole surface of the glove here, which is going to be what you use for the block. And I'm just trying to deflect. So I'm pushing across, and think about that X. If I push down, I basically redirect that strike into the lower portion of my body. I want to deflect it outside of my shoulders. And if it does hit my glove, great. It's a padded surface. Again, it's part of my defensive framework. So my left hand pushes out, comes back, out, comes back. Now, some people call these parries. We like to keep our terminology simple because there's different forms of parries. There's in, outward, up, down, 45s. Block left is my left hand moving. Block left, block left. Now, on linear strikes, which would be a jab or a cross, I can use my lead hand. So if somebody was right-handed throwing a jab, I'd be blocking on the inside of their arm. If they happen to be left-handed, their right foot would be forward, I'd be blocking on the outside of the arm. I'm basically blocking a zone because normally I'm not going to be able to tell whether they're jabbing or crossing. I'm just reacting to movement. My right hand goes forward on a 45. So again, think about that X. So again, it's the surface of my glove. It might even be the lower part of my glove when you use your rear hand. It could even potentially be my forearm in case they're punching into my body. So I'm blocking a zone here. And again, I don't want to push down because again, I knock it into the lower part of my body, but also it takes longer to get my hand back to defend my head. So my right hand, block right, and comes back. Blocks to the right, comes back. So here's my left hand blocks, comes out, so left block, right block. So left, right, left, right. Now in time, there's different movement patterns that we do. You can be blocking with your left, countering with a cross. You could be blocking with your right, closing the distance, countering with a jab. You could block with your left, come back to your face, touch, close the distance with a jab, block with your right, touch, and fire. And the biggest thing, we gotta have the same habit. I don't like teaching, doing a parry and going forward. One, the angle of my hand's not the same. I don't want to injure my hand when I'm hitting something. But more importantly, I'm breaking a habit. So I always like to have ourselves doing the same habit. Fire, touch, fire. So in this case, I'm firing a block. Fire, touch, fire. Fire, touch, fire. Again, staying in the strong fundamentals, strong basics. In time, repetition is the key to speed and power. The cool thing about this, now we're moving around a little bit, so now you're kind of shadow, boxing. So I see a punch coming in, I move, so I can practice my basics in a small area. I practice my footworks, and I put it all together. But the main thing is strong stance, basic frameworks, good movement. In another video, we'll talk about breathing, because again, in these first couple of videos, we're just kind of giving you an overview of what we do in our Muay Thai kickboxing program. I look forward to seeing you soon.